Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back. Brandon again. Before we start today's video and get into the non-impressive lifting clips, of which there aren't very many, so I don't really deliver. But then again, if you're used to me in both YouTube and my personal life, as to Beyonce, delivering when it counts is not really my forte, if you know what I'm saying. And since that was a sexual innuendo, we can officially start the video. And I want to talk about these Bluetooth headphones from MPOW. Now, if you guys follow me on Instagram, which of course you should, and you can find linked in the description box below, these are very reminiscent to the Jaybirds BlueBuds X. In fact, they're an exact replica in my opinion as far as the build on them. So they look identical, they seem identical, everything that comes in the package, at least from what I can tell, is identical, except you don't get a really sweet carrying case, which usually isn't up on my high list of priorities when I'm buying a pair of headphones. And to give you a little bit of understanding about this too, I think it's important to understand context. So for me and MPOW, we have a little bit of history. It's not that good of a history. They've sent me probably 3 or 4 headphones by now, each different models, and I haven't liked a single one of them. I've given them all terrible reviews, and in some instances, they sent me their last iteration of Bluetooth headphones. They were so uncomfortable, I couldn't even wear them. So I didn't even bother doing a review. So not a lot of good blood between us, so to say, in that regards, which made it all the more surprising when they approached me and asked if I'd want to do a review on these headphones. And me being a sucker for free things and them being a glutton for punishment, I said, sure, send it over. So that's the first thing I want to mention. The second thing is from my personal experience, I actually prefer wired headphones still to this point. In fact, I like the Apple EarPods. I've talked about this in other headphone reviews. I really just like them because I typically have an abundance of them since I've had many iPhones, iPads. I always get them and they're just laying around, and for me, they've always lasted a very long time. And I really like the sound quality and I find them comfortable to wear. And I know many of you guys don't, so take that into consideration when you listen to my review. I've also never really run into the problem with wires in the gym, so it doesn't get caught on my weight belt, doesn't get caught on the weight tree when I'm changing weights out. So I've never had an issue of wires becoming an issue. And I think that's a big thing because many people who go Bluetooth usually go to that because they don't like the wire. So that's not something that's ever happened to me in my case. So again, take that into consideration. Now, as far as these particular headphones go, I will say, MPOW, coming back onto you a little bit. I did like these in terms of what they brought to the table. So the sound quality on these were okay. I still don't think they can compete with an actual wired pair of earphones, but sound quality were okay. Again, for me, considering the price, which was free. These things, when I first got them, retailed for $100 on Amazon. So when they first sent them to me, I'm like, I wonder how much these things actually sell for. $100, to me, that is too much for any earphones. And that's why I don't have the Jaybird, just because I do not want to pay $160 for those, which again, many people say these are a direct knockoff of, myself included. $100 is still too much for me. However, as of today, when I checked, they retailed for $60, which is, in my opinion, a doable price for this pair. So again, the sound quality isn't as good as wired, but it's still decent. Some other knocks against these that I have is the fact that you can't change the song with this little given button they have on here. Now, yes, you can change the volume, you can start and stop tracks. However, if you want to skip a song, you can't do that. And many people will say, well, no, that's not that big of a deal. But in a Bluetooth headphone, I think that is, because typically you don't have your actual music device, whether it be your phone or your iPod, in your pocket. You're going to have it in your gym bag or somewhere else. That's one of the big purposes of having this wireless headphone. So to actually physically change a song, you have to get out your phone or music device and do it yourself, which to me is a little bit annoying. On top of that, the range on the Bluetooth here isn't that great, at least from what I've experienced. I see about 20 feet before you start getting some noise drop off and some real static coming into play. So, you know, if you need to take a break and get some water in between your curls in the squat rack, you're more than likely gonna have to push pause or stop listening to your favorite Justin Bieber song. I know. The struggle is real, my friends. But other than that, they're pretty good. I mean, I didn't find that these were uncomfortable. I could wear them through the duration of my workout. They didn't fall out, anything like that. So for $60, these might be a very good option for you if you're looking for Bluetooth headphones. What I'll go ahead and do is I will go ahead and give the Amazon link in the description box. That's my last mistake of 2014, hopefully, although the day is still young, my friends. If you're interested in getting these, I know a lot of you guys probably have extra Christmas money or whatever, but for me personally, I will say I'm gonna still stick to my Apple EarPods. I just like the quality better, and as I've already mentioned, the wired aspect isn't a problem for me, but I suppose these could be a very good alternative. They look pretty cool. They're not as big and bulky as some of the other ones that I've seen. So now let's get on to the real video. All right, what you're watching here is my bench day from the other day, and this is actually kind of a deload week for me after having taken the complete week of Christmas off, after having set all my maxes for my training cycle going forward. And the reason I'm doing kind of a deload this week is because my meet is on March 29th. That puts me roughly at 13 weeks out. The problem is my training and peaking program is a 12-week program, so that gives me an extra week. So what I'm doing all this week for my main movements is a 3x5 with 70%. So 70% of 350 in this case is 245. So doing 3 sets of 5 here, working on my pause. In this case, you can also see my bar path for my bench. It's not straight up and down. It's actually pushing back up and over my head. And this is what you'll find usually helps generate the most power. And my bench has always been fairly weak. Those long limbs and holes and elbows don't help. But I'm working on it and it is getting better, so I'm excited to do this next training block to see what I can get. Now, one of the things that I'll be doing is changing my assistance just a little bit. I'm still going to do variations like wide grip and close grip bench. However, I'm not going to make that big of a variation, so we're only talking about 1 or 2 inches. And for some of us out there, 1 or 2 inches makes a world of a difference, if you know what I'm saying. Past this, just did a little accessory exercises, but in the meantime, as always, thanks for watching and stay big.